Continuing coverage tonight, a Sioux City mother and daughter who were convicted of stabbing a family member to death in 2023 are scheduled to be sentenced tomorrow. It's a story we've been following, and KTIV's Connor Tratt has the update on the case. He joins us in studio tonight with more on the case and a look ahead to Friday's sentencing. Connor, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Jess, Angela and Jessica Bino are both scheduled to receive their sentences tomorrow at the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center. Both are facing the potential of life in prison. Angela and Jessica Bino were found guilty in the murder of Angela's mother and Jessica's grandmother, Suzette Ochabone, in October 2023. Authorities say an argument between the three at their Sioux City apartment escalated, and prosecutors say Jessica and Angela began hitting Ochabone with their fists. Jessica then reportedly went into the kitchen, got a knife, and stabbed Ochabone several times. Court documents say that after the assault, a witness saw the Binos dragging Ochabone to a car in the apartment complex's parking lot. It's believed the two of them were attempting to put Ochabone in the trunk of the vehicle. Both Angela and Jessica Bino were found guilty of first-degree murder in separate bench trials earlier this year. Jessica Bino's sentencing hearing is scheduled for tomorrow, August 29th at the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center at 10 a.m. And Angela Bino's sentencing hearing is also scheduled tomorrow at the Woodbury County Law Enforcement Center an hour later at 11 a.m. Now again, both Angela and Jessica Bino are facing the potential of life sentences. We will have more from tomorrow's sentencing on KTIV. In studio, Connor Tratt, KTIV News 4.